let's roll it.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the Sideman Show. You're here with Clair, not on the phone, and on camera with my friend Kevin Simnacher. How you doing, Kevin?
Groovy.
Groovy.
Peachy.
You know, in the studio with me is Sam, Jason, my two evil assistants, demonic plots that overthrow the world. That's another show. Never mind. Anyway.
Isn't that Pinky in the brain?
Yeah, that's that one.
Take over the world.
Hey, let's talk about your record, Kevin. You're working with Mark Sims up there in Iowa. You're doing 2 albums.
Up there in Iowa, yes, we're high elevation.
Yeah, so what, 30 feet? I'm no good.
I don't know.
Anyway, so you got a song called Illegal Alien. Tell me how that came to be.
Well, one night I was just coming home from band practice. I was playing with, I was in the Harvey Headbanger band at the time. This has been a little bit over a year ago, probably in April. And I was just on my way home, and I pulled up at the intersection, stopped for the stoplight. Holy cow, there's this green fireball that's coming through the sky. And I was like, gee, look at all the sparks coming off that thing, you know. It was only for just a few seconds, but it just, I had never seen anything like it. It was just incredible. Well, the speed that it was traveling, I thought it was an aircraft that was burning up. And it was, the trajectory was kind of, you know, looked kind of like a low-flying airplane. And well, I didn't look, I mean, I would, if it had been a meteorite, it would have been a lot faster.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, I rushed home. Well, my first thought was, gee, I wish I could follow that sucker, you know, because, and then I realized in about 2 seconds, no, that's never going to happen. I'm not going to make it, you know.
Kind of like chasing a fire truck.
Yeah, like chasing a fire truck. But anyway, so I went home. Yes. So I went home and trying to find some kind of news reporting on it, and didn't find anything. But I emailed the other guys in the band to let them know what happened. I said, if you guys hear anything about any news reports or anything, let me know, you know. And so the next day, one of the Calhoun said that he saw it on the news that they reported that it was a meteorite or something.
So other people saw it. It's not like there's something you saw on it. It was obviously.
No, a lot of people saw it, but the footage that they showed on the news site was actually had cloud cover, and so you didn't really see it. You just saw a bright light through the clouds. But they said it was a meteorite and that it landed somewhere in Wisconsin or something. And I just thought, well, you know, you can only believe so much. But I could have. Well, I don't.
Well, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I mean, why would they lie? I mean,
well, you know, why did they lie? Why did they lie about the Roswell incident back in '47 or whatever it was?
Do you have to see the latest on that?
No.
They're saying now that the Russians did something. And
well, they had their own version of the Roswell thing too. They had cover-ups.
But this one knows now the government is saying that okay, there was bodies, there were people dead, the Russians crimes in here, make it look like UFOs, so that America would think they were being invaded. That's their new story. But okay, this is the weather balloon. Now, first it was flying saucer. They knew it was a flying saucer. Then it was a weather balloon. And then it was those dummies. You remember the dummies with the
crash test dummies?
Yeah, those guys. Now we have the Russian children dropping a container on, why would you, if you read that, why would you
Well, you know why they did it, because that's where all the alien underground bases are out there in the Southwest.
I knew it. I knew that.
You know, Area 51. I mean, everybody knows that. No, I haven't been, but Kevin Squires has been probed. Yes. In fact, he was probed just last week. Hey, but hey, was your didn't your well didn't your mom used to do that? No, not to herself, to other people. She was in the endoscopy unit, wasn't she? That's right. Well, that's what I should have clarified. That's what Squires had done to him. Yeah. Well, we don't know.
You just got lucky.
Everything's clean. Everything's clean.
Wow. They have the folks. We talk now about aliens, where the bases are.
Yeah.
And we talk about Squires being aliens. And Squires was on roadie in Rapper. I know Kevin. How long you know Squires?
Oh.
Like 70?
Since about 79-ish, I think.
Yeah, somewhere there. And he is still out there.
Yeah, I just remember him showing up in Riceville when we played for a wedding dance, and he had his big rubber
ducky
wolf mask on, and he was like, "Hey, I'm with the band, man," you know. And then he had all the, he was supposed to be, watching the stage, so that we could, in case somebody broke a string or something, or crowd control even, and he's back there. He's got one chickie babe on each arm, and one in his lap, and he's kissing them both and stuff, and he's going, "Yeah, I'm with the band, man," and it's like, well, that's why we fired him, because he wasn't doing what we hired him to do. It's like, well, he's just there for the babes. Yeah, he's just for the chicks.
Kevin, he's a character. We had played this gig. It was a band called Rattler. Kevin and I played up in that band. First rock band. And we played, I can't remember if it was in Minnesota or right on the border of Iowa, but we ended up partying hard, drinking.
Oh, come on. No, I passed out, with just a small smidgen of alcohol. But it was a good it was a good thing that night, and I'll spare the details about.
So funny, let me get to the story. It's a really funny one. Everybody gets up in the morning, and we decide to do, because me and Monica was Catholic, and we did a band to the church. Then when everybody was going to bed, I was along for the ride, and I was in the truck. Let's go. Just go around the family. So we go to this Catholic church. There's four people all looking at us. We walk in here, a bunch of ragtag, costumes. And we get in there, and the priest gets up there. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it was one of those guitars. You know, we were coming back from that gig, that same gig, and that was back when we didn't have a tour bus. We just had everybody took a separate vehicle, and we just piled it with equipment as much as we could. And I just had my little '71 Le Mans Pontiac Le Mans, and I loaded up with all the guitars. And so I was in charge of hauling the guitars, and we're on the way home, and after the gig, and Steve Anderson's riding in the front seat with me, and he goes, "You got to see those strings on Clair's guitar, you know." And we opened up the case, and he pulls it out, and there's like about a quarter of an inch of sludge on the underneath side of the strings. And it's like, well, you know, if he wash his fingers after eating a bucket of chicken, you know, they would be clean. But I guess that it was kind of double duty, you know, because you didn't have to buy any fast fret that way. Yeah. Put some grease on it. And then it was a nice guitar nice looking guitar when you bought it, and then after a while you decided that, you know, maybe, you know, you needed something a little bit bigger so it would make you look a little bit slimmer on stage. And so where you bought that craft fur, it was white, it was a black Les Paul copy, and you got that white craft fur, and you glued it around the edges so that it looked like it had fur all around it, so it took up more space. Yeah, that was. Yeah, you had one of those Steve Martin arrow things through your head. Oh gosh. Yeah, we're talking about you now. Well, it's kind of going slow, you know, but these things take time, you know, you have to... Yes, yes, the tree did come right through this very studio, right about there, and it poked through there, and Mark, bless his heart, he was working on my Illegal Alien song that night, and he's... What? Oh, well... It's another X-file. Anyway, that tree poked right through. I could probably, where I'm sitting right here, I could probably have reached up and tapped it with my finger. It was that close to his head. I'm not kidding. It was, and I called him up that night because he said he was going to be sending me a file or something, and I didn't hear anything from him, so I called him. Yeah. Cracking the whip, you know. Come on, Pence. Yeah. I called him and he said, "You're not going to believe what happened." He said, tree crashed through my ceiling here, you know, while I was working. And so I came over, I had a bunch of that clear plastic, you know, just in case I was playing outside or something and it would rain or something. I had some rolls of that I had in my garage, so I brought them over and we covered up all this stuff. And but wow, that was a trip. So he's been remodeling here for a good month and a half here, and they, you know, still got more to do here, but at least.
How close are you on this record?
Oh, not very close. We're on the second. What? We're on the second song so far, and.
You got the ground speed of Eric Johnson. You guys keep putting that out every 7 years.
Oh well, yeah, but I want to do it before the 2012, you know, end of the world thing.
The world already ended. You just don't know it yet.
What am I doing here talking to you then? Oh. Oh, okay. I don't know.
Anyway, so we're working on this record, and now I'm going to play them illegal aliens. Don't put together a video. And there may be some footage of that that looks familiar.
Yeah. In fact, I'll probably get busted in my dream for having that on there. You see, they're.
It's worth going to prison for.
Just hit him with the, take the blue pill, and then hit him with that machine gun on the helicopter. I think that's the wrong movie. Go ahead. Anyway, I'm going to play it right now. Are you ready to play it, Joe?
Yeah.
Can I play it?
Yeah.
Ready to push play?
Yeah.
Play? Play?
We can play it on this end. On the...
Play? Can I push play?
Yeah.
Can I push play?
Do it.
You want it? I have one?
I said.
All right, I'm going to play right now.
All right.
Here we go. All right.
We should play it on our end, Kevin.
Now we watch your video. I'm going to insert that.
Okay. Okay. Now what?
Hang on. All right, we're back to the Sideman Show. You just saw the illegal aliens up here in Simnacher. What's the footage? Did it take you a while to shoot all that?
Yeah, it took me forever. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, you know, just think about it. You know, sitting there every night waiting for the aliens to come down, and with my camcorder, you know, I thought, gee, for sure, you know, it's going to be 2012 and everything's going to be over with before I get this video done.
Well, yeah, once disclosure comes out, everybody knows the aliens are here.
Yeah. 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 Then it'd be too late. Yeah.
It's easier for the politicians than to walk around without the mask on anymore. Covering up their lizard by themselves.
Yeah.
You see, John Edwards got popped.
He did.
Well, investigation of Mr. Edwards there.
Oh, really?
How about Arnold? What's your take on Arnold? Speaking of illegal aliens.
Arnold is, I just watched his, the 6th Day the other night, because he was a clone, and it was much, it was real. And I liked the part where he had the repet and the Simpal. That was very good. What's that?
That was Arnold, right?
Arnold. Yes, Arnold. From California.
Arnold. Well, you know, he got the Kennedy client now.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. I wonder what they did, what he did to piss off the people behind the scenes to expose him.
The baby was the housekeeper and keeping her around for 10 years with the baby. That was probably
I don't know why they would keep why they were why they bring up such old news. That's old stuff.
Well, yeah, this is only the Inquirer done 10 years ago.
I mean, why didn't they bring up the stuff about Arnold posing in the gay magazines for the girly boys?
I'm afraid that, but if there's a picture out there, I will be posting it up with that comment on Kevin's
I'm sure my mom's not gonna be too impressed when she watches this. Well, it's an honest living. I mean, my that was special. All right. Yeah, that's why. Oh, I don't know. I quit counting. I think 7 or 8 carvings.
That's a good carving setting right there.
Yeah.
Those are all handmade.
Yeah. Well, no, they're custom made, but they're I mean, the original models are handmade, but they have those high-tech laser cutting tools and stuff, so that each one is precision. Everything's down to within I don't know, a micron or something. You know, where when they attach the necks and stuff. I mean, they don't put a lot of glue in there. They put those necks in there. It's a tight fit, you know. But but anyway, I'm loving them. I've played Paul Reed Smiths, and for the price, you know, I don't see any big difference between the Paul Reed Smiths and these carvings that I'm playing. That, as far as playability and everything, craftsmanship and everything, they're top notch, and they don't cost near as much. Yeah, yeah. I've got a V3 carving amp. It's awesome.
Now, are you going to be playing out? Are you going to take this and go out and play live shows?
No, I don't think so. Not unless, you know, I may join a cover band, you know, at some point, you know, when I get ready to again. But
yeah, without those aliens, it's not going to work. The little ones, I love that.
Yeah, maybe I'll, you know, maybe I'll get some aliens to to work for cheap and have them, you know, be my backup band. That'd be it. I bet people would pay to come see that. So will my wife. No. Oh yeah. Oh, that's an old one. I remember seeing that one.
That one's still around, man.
Is he?
Current story.
Is it?
He's still around.
Oh.
What are you doing? What's he gonna do? Where's he gonna go? He's that boy. He's my first one. He can't go anywhere. Everybody recognizes you. He's always in the news. Half man, half that.
Well, he probably has a disguise. I mean, it's just like superheroes. They got to have a disguise when they go to the supermarket, you know, do their shopping and stuff. He's probably no different.
You get out much?
No, I don't.
I don't either. This is my job. I sit in this room all day long. I interview people, and I prank people over the phone, and I know I really feel like crawling into the corner into a fetal position now, sucking my thumb. How are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
How am I doing? Well, it's a little bit warm here in Cedar Rapids today. It's it hit the 90s, I think, and I don't know. I'm enjoying it because we had a long winter, and you know how Iowa winters are.
Yeah. You need to stay inside a room. It's pretty cold to go outside.
Yeah.
You gotta have some kind of indoor hobby.
Yeah.
We're sort of ice sculptures.
Well, me and the wife like to cuddle up in the evenings on the couch with a couple of bunny rabbits and watch a movie together, and that's kind of fun.
You hear that? I heard what sound. Wow,
That's the next song on the album. Luther, play their wah-wah. Where? What? How? Why?
Anyway, yeah, it looks like they're snuggling with you on the couch and going, wow. If you want, on the couch, going to be rapping.
Yeah?
Sort of rapping.
You know, yeah. Well, it's kind of like on one of the radio stations, local radio stations, that when they have their station break, they say, KDAT, Cedar Rapids. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I was too until I got here. Well, he doesn't have it on anyway. But anyway, that's aside from the point. At least this is this this it's a good thing it's not smell-o-vision. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, aren't you going to ask me about? Now I just came off of a 1.5-year stint with Harvey Headbanger, and we released an album.
Talk about that.
Yeah, we were.
Actually, it's very good too. I played cups on Wildcat Brown's on.
Yeah.
And I played a bunch of cups on there. The album really turned out well. Turned out great.
Yeah, it took long enough.
We did it get what, a year?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
A year?
Yeah.
I think you're what? A year to make a record? Yeah, you're naturally turning that kind of stuff out in a day.
I know.
Not a day, but
Well, you know, I guess it all comes down to budget and, you know, things like that, and who's producing it and stuff like that. When you have somebody who's in the band, who's a control freak, and who's producing it, you can expect it to take a long time.
that's just the slow things down.
But you know, I'm glad that that there was a lot of attention to quality control on it.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Mom is calling. I got to take this call.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
Still shooting?
Yeah, he had to take a call from his mom. I was just sitting here on hold.
Alright. How's it going?
Oh, he's just going bananas. He's just getting off. I think he's attention deficit.
I mean, are you even talking about music?
Most of it's just garbage.
Yeah. I thought this would be a nice joke. Put this in the guitar stand. Here's my guitar. Dated Miami Sound Machine. How about that one? Was at Carmelou. Somebody brought it in, wanted to pawn it, and I paid $125 for it. But the
You played that in Fighter, didn't you?
one time.
Where you had that one. You had the drum sequence. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my mom to forgive me in advance. I told mom I said some things about, the Eagles and stuff on there, about the aliens. And she said that, she wasn't an alien, but she had done quite a few shows. She admitted it. So I have that on.
Well, yeah. I mean, my wife's grandfather was a proctologist. You know, it's good money.
Yeah, she can get to work.
You know, he had piles.
Yeah, oh, man. Big pile. I would never have said something that. I would have said. You know what I love about the show is you never know what you're going to get. It's like the box structure that.
You don't have to worry about censorship. You don't have to worry about censorship. Yeah, the network's not going to censor you.
No, I don't think that works.
Yeah.
We got a fire like never mind. But anyway, we're about out of time on here, thank God.
All right.
We're gonna go, this was 35 minutes, I'll never get that.
Well, you know, it may end up being closer to 15 minutes by the time you edit out all my pauses in between my speech.
I realized you were doing that.
Or the time that I was picking my nose.
Wow, did you get yeah, what did you say out here?
Yeah.
When you went digging?
I was doing, I was doing that while you were on the phone. I was doing that while you were on the phone with your mom, and then I flicked it for the camera.
Oh, great. So we have that on film, right?
Yeah. You got it, man.
Alright, here we go. Let's try to pull this back together.
Okay.
Real interview. So, Harvey Headbanger, they moved them how long?
About a year and a half, a little bit over that.
And
And
during that time,
we opened some shows. There was some national acts that came through Cedar Rapids, and we opened a show for a band called The Last Vegas, and we also opened a bigger show where there was just it was a sold out attendance for a band called Hell Yeah, and it was quite a wild and wacky crowd, and that was probably the highlight of the whole time that I was with the band, and we got to play. We played our set. We played 10 of our own originals, and that was kind of the highlight. And then, of course, releasing the album was a highlight.
recording the album, though, that was a
Well, it was just kind of, it was different, this time than other studios that I had recorded at,
You did it in his house, right?
Yeah, we did it in Rick's house, and it was a low budget. We used my Macintosh. I had an old G5 tower, and he used that, and we got a decent product for what it was.
We got the record CD and right now, but I'll move it forward. No, I'm kidding.
I had a lot of fun playing with those guys, and especially the times that we got to open up for Hell Yeah and things like that, where we got to play our own originals. Wildcat Spratt, he's a laugh a minute, and
oh my God, I've been Craig on the show. He is insane.
yes, he is. He's a crazy man.
He's a regular on my show. He's not.
Yeah, he's got a gift for just things just spew forth, and you never know what he's going to do next. So that was very entertaining for me. But
it's almost like being around a volcano, man, because it all just comes out at once.
it's like project.
Yeah,
Dig it, do it, live it, be it. Now, have more fun than anyone.
I know Craig forever, man. We got in the interview with last time ranting.
Yeah?
Stumble Garden.
Yeah.
Also the band that he was in with Steve Jennings, another dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
And a lot of hits are there in Iowa. There's some good music come out. And Terry Wallace came out of that area.
Yeah. Yeah. Some great people, great players here, and still in Cedar Rapids.
Now, Mike Clown was a great venue. I mean, it was like, it was bad, actually. It was the only one that learned with Mike Clown that I ever played in Cedar Rapids was a place called the Broken Drum.
Yeah.
But he actually passed. He actually was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. Thank God when the flood came in that shut that place down. I didn't. Thank God I never played there.
I did many nights there of 5 hours your arms were going to fall off holding the guitar.
Well, and they didn't have much of a stage. It was tiny. It was minuscule.
Yeah, my ass had the phone zip code to try to get it up on that stage. I had the floor because there wasn't room for me in the drum. But, about the broken drum, however, I mean, some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life happened. We had a guy ride in on a horse one night.
Yeah.
Horse crap in the middle of the day.
Oh no.
Bikers pulled their bikes. They know it's coming, so it's born to be wild.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just let this song get him to you. You have to take, because they would just beat your ass if you wouldn't play what they wanted. And then they'd all pull their bikes in, and they couldn't hear us. The bikes were just running.
Yeah.
Running up and down.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. When they pull the bikes in, the party's over.
Yeah.
Those kind of gigs, man, I'm so glad. I hope I never have to play the game on that guitar.
Well, you're smarter now.
Yeah.
You're not as naive. You're not as hard up as you were then.
I'm hard up. Don't be getting rich doing this. Like my mom said, what is it you did? I don't care how old you get into this, you're never going to get rich doing it. I did it because I love it.
Well, yeah. And that's the bottom line right there. If you don't like it, you don't love it, why do it? There's not enough money to pay. They can't pay you enough money to go through all the hardships. But you gotta love it.
Yeah. I mean, we've all had our share of stars.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, here we are, 30-some years later, still buddies. You know, we're able to create each other on the phone and talk about rabbits, alien growth. Mom, deep stuff here, folks.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
Deep thoughts. This interview is quite possibly the worst one I've ever done.
Well, where you're getting all warm, you're getting warmed up for the next one.
Well, yeah, you know, because Mark's coming on, and boy, do I have dirt on Mark.
You do?
Whoa.
Oh no!
I must be in the Mark.
Is it anything like Arnold? Is it anything like Arnold?
I'm not going to tell the bathtub story.
No. Okay.
So I was going to say about his mom, my mom, I like Mark. I don't care what you say about it, man.
I'm gonna change my shirt. This is gonna wash out the camera.
What's he saying? I can hear him in the background.
Yeah, he says he's gonna go change his shirt now.
Into something chartreuse.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he thinks that the pit stains are gonna show, so he's gonna change.
How did the hair on today, Chief? I'm there tonight. Look,
I'll tell him to just don't wear a shirt, just sit down in front of the camera and do it that way. Be different. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't have to be that kind of violence.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, really. Seriously. My wife would take I'm scared of my wife. She's 5'3", about 115 pounds. I'm terrified of her. And, you know. Well, no, I'm kidding. I'm 6'5", 340 pounds, and she's terrified. I love her. She needs to be alive.
Well, good.
So, yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do we cover anything you wanted to cover?
Well, you know, we didn't even touch on.
Video game if you want.
Well, we didn't even touch on all the other stuff, like, you know, we actually part of the one of the things that our next song that we're going to be releasing on the new Windows of Opportunity album, which that's the name of my new project.
I'll have that address up.
All right. Window of Opportunity is the name of the new project, and the first cut off of it, of course, you already heard, Illegal Aliens, or Illegal Alien, and the very next cut off of this, which we are just going to be sewing up tonight after the interview, is called Take Me Back, and that was written by my bass player from Harvey Headbanger, Dave Calhoun. And he wrote that on the back of a motorcycle, and he was coming home from visiting his brother who was dying of cancer for the last time. This has been about a year ago. And he just, on the way home, he just wrote this song in his head, and when he got home, he wrote it down on paper, and he came to practice, and he said, you know, hey guys, I wrote you know, lyrics, you know, maybe we can do a song. And so he emailed us lyrics, and I jumped on it. I got just picked up, you know, I thought, gee, this is going to be a great song. I just picked up my acoustic guitar and decided to just, you know, play whatever came out, you know, and I had, within, I don't know, about 10 minutes, I had the song down, you know, the melody and the chords, and had a demo, and unfortunately it didn't make it to the Harvey Headbanger album. It was just, it wasn't the right genre, you know, it wasn't a headbanging rock tune, and that's why we didn't do it. But I decided that, you know, hey, it's a great song, I'm gonna, you know, spend my own money to record it because I think it's a good song. And
well, great, you don't. You should call it Window of Pig, don't it? It'll be a 3-song record.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm waiting for that day, but you know what I'm really looking forward to is seeing this new mytvnow.com launching soon, and seeing all the great Sideman shows and all the other stuff that you got planned. I know you got all kinds of stuff up your sleeve, and I just, yeah, I just you know, I want to wish you the best, and wish you the best of luck, and you know, I'm gonna watch it. I know that, and I'm gonna tell all my friends. So.
Well, there'll be 3 if you watch it. Your wife and the bunny.
No, Squires will watch it. Yeah. So.
I appreciate it, man. And we're excited. We've got a lot of great people on the show. We've got Lucy Clark coming on. We've got David Gilmore from Pink Floyd.
Wow. That's amazing. Not to, and don't forget Mark Pence. Yeah. All right. It's that time. Okay.
Yeah, so give it up for him. It's an honor for being here, for being there, and I'm here.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks for on the show. Next time we'll have something real to talk about. But now,
Yeah. I really wish I would have been there for the barbecue though. I missed that.
The barbecue thing really taken off. Everybody wants to do the barbecue.
Well, sure. Everybody wants free food.
Well, free food's good. Free block from government cheese thing. This show is what's called Bear's Barbecue House Concert.
Yeah.
We don't barbecue houses. We have stands under the living ground in there. Behind the back of there, we have a little area there.
It's kind of like.
So freaking huge, I get lost in it.
It's kind of like.
Over 6,000 square feet. It's nuts.
Kind of like Pee Wee's Playhouse. Is it like Pee?
I get confused. That's awesome. You know, it's cool. We have this. We do cooking outside. First on the grill, we cook out there. We make up a recipe, whatever they want to do. And then we come in the house, and we'll get the streaming concert live from our couch over here.
So you have a window open where all the people out in the yard can say, "Hey Bear, what's for supper?" And then you can tell them what's on the menu, and then they'll say, "Mmm."
Smiley, creamer, we will say,
All right. All right, I think we're done here.
When that happens, I'm going to laugh. I know it'll happen. Somebody, what's for dinner, Grandma? Anyway, thank you for being on, Kevin. I really do appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. I enjoyed it. All right. Sweet.
Did you tell them about your second song?
Yeah, I did. All right.
Well, that won't take long. That won't take long. I think.
Here we go. Well, Mike does all the talking. it's easy gig.
That's the secret.
Yeah,
that's the secret. Just let you do all the talking, and then just keep saying we can fix that in editing.
That's gonna